To all the ladies wondering, where are the men at? Why aren't you asking us out? Why are you walking away? Well, ladies, here's your answer.
Then I saw this video about how guys are like maybe shy or scared to ask girls out now. I don't know why they're not going up to a woman. Like, what's holding them back from that?
Because of feminism and Me Too and all that shit. And because women will put men on blast who like maybe awkwardly approach them.
Yeah.
And like also those gym TikTok videos where girls like work out in the gym and then there's like a guy who like glances at them for like 1 second and they blast them. That's what guys are scared of. And these guys aren't even doing anything wrong. Sometimes they're not even looking in their direction. But like, so there's like this social component now where like people are terrified to get like exposed on social media. So
what I can appreciate about Passport Bros is I think it's an effective flag being raised for Western women as well. I'm not necessarily saying that they're going to find someone. I'm not saying that they're not going to get screwed over. I'm not even necessarily saying that I would encourage men to go do it. Like you said, if you want to, cool. The motivation for it is the fact that men are still expected to act very traditionally. They're expected to be very chivalrous. They're expected to be protectors. Maybe they're not expected to provide to the same extent now that women can essentially match them on income. But if that's what a man's duty to you is, to be chivalrous, it's very, very loosely defined what a woman's duty to a man is.
It's very ambiguous.
And that is why I think they go to places where they are actually taught from a young age how to treat a man. What is your duty to a man?
Women think that if I do it more for him, listen, like that if I pick up his kids, if I give him as much sex as he wants, if I turn him out, if I show him I'm that ride or die chick, I'm that chick, right? And the more I do, they think that I'm going to get his affection. But that ain't how men operate. And y'all can tell me this, watch this. A man doesn't commit to the woman for what she does for him. He commits to her based on who she is to him. Now watch this. If I look at that same woman and I look at a woman who nurtures me, empowers me, helps me to grow, supports me, all of a sudden, the way I look at her brand becomes different. So I put her in a different category.
To be honest, I'd rather just be a little lonelier than deal with all the hassle of dating. I'm really not in a place emotionally and financially where I can deal with sorting through a bunch of misses to find a missus. Nowadays with dating apps, there's always something new and more exciting just around the corner. So many women I've dated have abruptly broken things off because they found something more exciting. Dating is like taking on a part-time job. I don't have the time or the energy. I'm sure all of you can relate to that. Social media, Hollywood, and porn have really altered the expectations of the general public across the board when looking for a mate. It's actually really messed up psychologically when a person thinks about it. Specifically, unrealistic expectations are held by people who conveniently hold themselves to extremely low standards but feel entitled to the best. More specifically, unrealistic expectations are held by people who act like victims when they're confronted with equally high expectations.
Or maybe they're just genuinely not interested in you and they're not trying to play a game. A lot of men don't play games. It's not always about you.
So apparently there's a male loneliness epidemic right now.
Is this the consequences of your own actions? Wait, I'm sorry. We're addressing men's issues, so this is a serious matter. Have you guys ever heard of Eat, Love, Pray? There's therapy.
It is crazy how many stitches of this video I've seen of women that are just laughing, telling jokes, or just straight up blaming men in a tone that tells them that they deserve it. But what a lot of these women don't understand is that those men, they chose that loneliness over being with a woman, especially a woman that demonstrates zero empathy. A woman that is just straight up unkind. Women that have empowered themselves to the point where they believe that they are superior to men. Women that just straight up act like they don't like men.
Walk away from anyone or anything that gives you bad vibes. There's no need to explain yourself. There's no need to feel bad about it. This is your life. Make more space for your peace and your happiness. There is no more room for negativity in your future.
Please do not model your lifestyle after her. Thank you very much.
And that's from the Christian man.
I'm not judging you.
If you ever, that's fine. But if you ever want to get married, there's a lot of young girls out there who want to get married someday. If pictures of yourself doing sexual things are all over the internet, your husband and your kids will not appreciate that.
What are your kids going to think of this?
I think Northwest is doing just fine.
Northwest.
Yeah, she's living her life.
Kanye's. And given the option between a mom who has porn on the internet versus one who doesn't have porn on the internet, I would prefer if all of my friends couldn't see my mom fucking other dudes and sucking their dicks.
I still consider myself a Christian.
She was hot,
I still consider myself a Christian. I believe that Jesus died on the cross for my sins.
Well, first of all, I want to say I am not a Christian. I am a Muslim. But I have something to say. Jesus Christ died on the cross for her sins. If somebody dies for you, for your sins, it doesn't mean you need to do that again. As much as I know, in Christianity, you cannot sin. In any other religion, sin is not okay.
Women have realized that very quickly. What's happened is that women are starting to realize that in order to get a man to invest in you, to marry you, to have that kind of home, gone are the days where he's looking for somebody that will just treat you well and be loyal to you. They are willing to sacrifice that in order to be with a woman who looks great and knows how to perform sexually. So what's happened is the measuring stick which men use to invest in a woman is how much she pleases him sexually. So the good women, or the women that are not so sexually averse or not so attractive, are just thinking, I don't stand a chance really, because even unattractive men can replace women with pornography, but unattractive women don't have a way of replacing men. So they suffer, and or they might turn to is surgeries and fillers and all that sort of stuff. So being an unattractive woman is a really difficult time to be alive for them. I think a lot of people talk about how hard it is for men that can't get women, but
you said you'd like to talk about how hard it is to date in this day and age.
It's like with social media, it's like everything is, it's so hard because you just have constant temptation. Like you have constant, like you can hit up a girl in their DMs and you can do this, and it's just constant temptation all the time. It's so easy to like not value the person you're in because you think you deserve someone better, or you're looking at this girl and why doesn't, just like comparison. It's just so like mental, you know? And so it just makes things a lot more difficult, I think.
But you don't have to do social media.
That's true.
Or you could also like...
How would I meet people then?
Wait, so are you saying social media is a bad thing or a good thing?
Dating wise, definitely. I think it's bad. I think it's toxic and bad.
Say, like, that's how you meet people?
Yeah, it's the only way I meet people.
Because she wants to stay home.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a homebody though. I'm a homebody. I don't really go out. I don't really, I don't drink. I don't go out. Like I'm a complete homebody.
Low body counts are what's desired, but I'm a virgin, and guys, like, not all of them think that's a good thing. Like, some get mad, like, not mad, but they'll be like frustrated and think that's a negative because they're like, oh, she won't, don't want to talk to her.
Are you waiting until marriage, or?
Not specifically.
You're just maybe looking for the right guy,
yeah.
for love maybe, okay.
Yeah.
But, you know,
But
probably for
when-
most guys, they hear
yeah.
that, they're gonna think, okay, I don't want to wait that long.
Yeah,
Which I
so
think is fine.
I think it's fair of them to take my body count into consideration when deciding whether or not they want to pursue me.
Well, I mean, that's probably good for you, because if their primary interest when it comes to
You're gonna weed 'em
courting you,
out.
and yeah, they're weeding themselves out, so you don't,
Yeah.
you probably wouldn't want to date a guy that just wants to.
Yeah.
So.
I almost broke up with my husband because I thought he was boring. Turns out he was just healthy and sane. You see, when I was dating my husband, I realized how joyful he was, how active he was, how motivated, career, goal-driven, money saver, never wanted any problems. And every time we became misaligned, he would just want to sit down and talk about it calmly, hear each other out, forgive each other if necessary, and just move on and continue growing. And I misinterpreted this as him not fighting for my love. You see, I grew up in a very chaotic type of love, the novela type, where everybody's slamming doors, yelling at each other, you don't talk to each other for days. And so I thought that that was love. I thought that that was passion. And what I want to remind you of is to look back at the type of love that you grew up around and ask yourself if you were just addicted to a chaotic, dramatic type of love, and realize that that's not the type of love that you need now in your relationship, that you need now to grow. God doesn't want that for you. You understand? Look at that for a second and ask yourself, how do you want to?
This is the thing I hear from all women nowadays. Where are all the masculine men? I'll tell you, the second you meet them, you run and hide.
Because they don't want to sacrifice a part within themselves, so that would require them to show up.
Men are not willing to give up their commitment for somebody that is still committed to other things. And women need to really understand that, is that it's not easy to be with a real man. Most women say they want a high-value alpha male. They don't. They've been trained to want men that lie to their face. And that needs to be challenged.
One of the major issues that I see in the dating world is you have average women do not want average men. And you have women who will spend their 20s chasing Chad, racking up high body counts, passing on good men who are actually on their level. And I think a lot of average women would rather be a side chick or casual only with like a really attractive guy than in a relationship with an average guy. It seems to me that average women want above average men. If you're delusional, you're gonna be disappointed. There are gonna be a ton of men that will sleep with you but never give you commitment.
You ever cheated?
Yes.
Why? What happened?
Cause nothing happened. I just got bored.
Okay. How about you?
Yes.
What happened?
I lose interest too quick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I visited University of Florida while I was seeing someone at home, and I cheated on my boyfriend.
They pay money, they car, they house. By the time we're done, they want to kill themselves.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry. This is not gonna get any better. Just focus on you.
I can do anything that a man can do. I deserve to be treated equal. I am so sick and tired of being treated like one of the guys. What can a girl do to get an ounce of respect from men? Chivalry is dead. Dead.
And that concludes today's discussion on MGTOW Voice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on future videos. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.